My name is Jedi Jared, and today I'll be talking about Star Wars Rebels Season 1 and 2. As the reason I'm doing this now is because Season 3 is just around the corner this Saturday. I just wanted to get my thoughts because every Saturday after the episode's premiere, I'll be giving my little recap. And one of the first characters we are introduced to is Ezra. As when the first show first premiered, he started off as this Aladdin character, the street rat. As he became Son more as the show went on, he became apprentice to Kanan. I love about this show is every episode basically connects. There's like no filler. As even in Fighter Fight where you see Zeb and Ezra teaming up to find that TIE Fighter, you think it's just a episode filler, and then you find out that TIE Fighter is used to help free Kanan. As that's one of the main things I love about this show. It no fillers, as it gives characters growth. As another two characters we are introduced to is Kanan and Hera. As you actually first know about them by A New Dawn, which is the first Star Wars Disney canon book. As that's a really cool thing, as Kanan is my favorite Rebels character. The only reason is that because we've known him from they had a lot of media on him. They had the comic, Kanan comic, which you are emotionally invested when you find out his master was killed and she tells him to run, as that's actually introduced into the Season 1 finale. As you just get to know what happened to him. As you find out that his name, it wasn't actually Kanan, it's actually Caleb Dune, which I find really interesting. And Hera, you don't really know about her character until like Season 2. You find out her father is Chance Nua from the Clone Wars, which I find really interesting how they tie that in. You find about how she loves flying. As it's just a cool dynamic they have together. Kanan, Hera, she was the one who helped him out of the pain from the Clone Wars of him being sad and all that. As another character you are introduced to is Zeb. As he is this mighty brute character. As Season 1, you didn't really get to know who he was. You were mainly introduced to Kanan and Ezra. And maybe like an episode of Sabine and Hera. But in Season 2, you find out that Zeb's species is killed by Agent Kallus. As that's a dynamic that's really cool, because in Season 2, I love the episode where they're stranded on that Geonosis, and that just the episode was one of my favorites of Season 2. And it was just this cool dynamic, as I like how you see Zeb meeting his people. That was one of the best parts. As he became this cooler character as his show went on. As Chopper, there's not really much to say about him. It's basically R2-D2 as a cat version, which he's more the funny character. One of the funny parts of the show was where it was in the episode before Season 1 finale, where that droid helps them, that Imperial droid, and you just see them talking about him, and then you see Chopper pushing him off, that was a funny moment. As another character you were introduced into is Sabine. As you really didn't get to know her as well as the others in Season 1. In Season 2, you get to meet her past. She's a Mandalorian, House of Vizsla, which you find out in Clone Wars. She's tied to them, which I think Season 3, they already announced that she'll be more an important character, which in interviews with the actor who does Kanan, you find out that she will be training like an apprentice to him and Ezra, which is really going to be cool. I can't wait to see that dynamic. As one of the first villains of the Rebels was the Grand Inquisitor, which in Season 2 you find out he was the Grand Inquisitor, because at first you just think he's one of the others, but you would find out he's one of the top ones. As he was the only villain besides the other ones I'm going to talk about that you really feel the gravitas, because the seventh sister and the fifth brother and that eighth cousin or something like that, eighth brother I think it was, they really were just there for episodes, as you never felt the gravitas of them. With the Grand Inquisitor, every time you fought Kanan, you fought one of them were not going to make it, and every fight was done meaningful, as later you find out Kanan beats him and defeats him. As I really liked the Grand Inquisitor, I was kind of sad when he went, but we introduced to a better villain, and that was Vader. Vader was this character, and you know him from the original trilogy. I think he's better than the Vader we wanted in the prequels. He just is fear. It's what I want to see in Rogue One. As when there's also another character we're introduced to is Ahsoka, who you may know from the Clone Wars, which I seen the Clone Wars the movie. The Clone Wars is my life. I love that show. When it ended, I was like, what's happened to her? As you find out what happens to her, it's really a cool, and I love her episode in the season finale with that confrontation with Vader. I even tweeted a little. It was so awesome. That episode was my favorite. As another character you are introduced to is from the Clone Wars, and that is Captain Rex. When that trailer from the Celebration comes, you see him, and you see him in the trailer. I was so happy. He has been one of the best characters in Rebels. He's a great part of the crew. He's one of my favorites. Loved him in the Clone Wars. And another character you are introduced to from the Clone Wars is Hondo. I don't have a picture of him. Hondo is this pirate. He gives those laughs. You got some funny parts of him. And another great thing I love about Star Wars Rebels is you get the original actors like Billy D. Williams, Frank Oz, James Earl Jones as their characters, which shows are one of my favorites when they do. And season 3, we are seeing Ezra go older, and he's more into the leader, and I'm really excited for that. I'll be doing my review. And Grand Admiral Thrawn, and another character is, I was going to save it for last, is Maul. Maul is this really, I'm so excited for Maul. I'm so excited for everyone. Maul came back. I was really nervous, but now he's this more gravitas character. You saw him come back in the Clone Wars, and now you see him in Rebels. It's one of the best things. I'm so excited. This season's going to be great. Please like this video, and please subscribe to my channel to see all the reactions after the episodes. It's going to be really fun. Please like this video, and may the Force be with you always.